Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Dada's Show, coming to you straight from the Boma Hotel here in Nairobi. I'm your host, Ashiko Mbune. The Dada's Show is an equality and inclusion program that focuses on the issues that are near and dear to women, their impact and implication in light of the 2022 general elections. As always, we wish to hear from you, so please engage us through our Facebook page, The Dada's KBC. We always look forward to hearing your comments, your feedback, any outlook that you may have on the show, what we need to do better, perhaps from this episode or any other episode. Now, an independent or a non-partisan political candidate is a candidate who does not affiliate themselves with any political party. There are numerous reasons why a politician chooses to go independent, but the main reason is where their political views do not affiliate with the political parties, and that is why they choose to go independent. In light of the recently concluded party nominations, there's been a rise, or rather there's been an increase of the number of independent candidates who still choose to push for their political aspiration despite not being successful in their party nominations. There are also those who have always decided that they will go independent so that they can push their agenda and have their own platform to go forth. So a political party creates, connects in, like-minded individuals. And of course, through that, they get to connect and to motivate each other. However, there are certain things that are associated with political parties, such as polarization, abuse of power, and of course, it diminishes individuality. So today, we are going to be digging deeper into why certain candidates choose to be independent candidates and what the importance of a political party versus independent candidature, for lack of a better word. So joining me is a group of fantastic ladies who will get to meet right after this feature. We'll see you shortly.
For the first time in the history of Kenya, there has been a dramatic surge in numbers of candidates vying for political office on independent tickets. In this quest, women have significantly risen in numbers as they seek to partake in elective positions.
If you never knew that it was serious, it is this serious. We are not about to give up until we birth an independent government in the Republic of Kenya, led by a president who is an independent candidate. Isn't it historic? Makofi kwa hayo.
The Office of the Registrar of Political Parties disclosed that over 40 Kenyans had expressed interest in the presidency, the highest the country has ever recorded over the years, registered to run on independent tickets. About 6 out of the 47 presidential candidates being women running on independent tickets. From the statistics, 106 people had shown interest in the 47 gubernatorial positions, 147 in senatorial posts, and 110 women had hoped to represent the 47 counties in parliament. The Office of the Registrar of Political Parties cleared a total of 7,177 independent candidates to run for 6 elective positions. This marked over 64% rise in the numbers compared to the 2017 general election, where 4,648 independents were cleared.
Sisi ni watu wa Mungu. Kwa hivyo tukiwa watu wa Mungu pia, na hata Biblia inasema wawili watatu wanapokutana, basi katika kongamano hilo Mungu atalibariki. Sasa hili ni kongamano la Nakuru Independent Movement ambalo tumeanza hatua ya mbele na tunakanyaga kubwa kubwa na kiongozi wetu akiwa ni Mwenyezi Mungu.
According to the Registrar of Political Parties, Madam Ann Nderito, her office had developed the independent candidates' self-service system to effectively manage the process, and the numbers anticipated to be high from the start.
We are calling upon all citizens, all Kenyans, politicians who are candidates, political parties and their supporters, candidates and their supporters, because we also have very many independent, quite a number of independent candidates. All of them, we'll call upon them to keep pace.
According to Madam Nderito, the increase in numbers of independent candidates is mostly because of awareness as compared to previous polls. In a Gazette notice backdated to 1st July 2022, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission listed candidates who will participate in the polls for the presidential, gubernatorial, senatorial, women representative, member of county assembly, and constituency race, where women running on independent ticket were well represented.
Kwa hivyo wanasheria tulio nao leo, ile kibarua tunawapatia leo wanasheria wote, tell us now and start thinking, how will the Constitution of Kenya be, especially Chapter 7 on representation of the people? How are we going to run an independent government of the Republic of Kenya that has not been there before? Because we are making it, for nothing is impossible with God, na pamoja tunaweza.
So welcome back. Joining me is Miss Wanjiku Thiga, who is the MCA candidate for the Theta Ward in Juja. And next to her is Miss Eunice Mukai, who is the candidate for the MCA position in Pipeline Ward. And finally, we have Madam Jane Wairimo Kenywa, who is the MP Kieni Nyeri under the Usawa Kwa Wote party. So we felt it important to have a diverse panel where we can be able to discuss and debate the pros and the cons of being independent versus, under a political party and vice versa. So to get the ball rolling, I'll start off with you, Madam Thiga. Did you always have political aspiration, and what has your journey been like till you get to this particular point?
Thank you, Ashiko, for having me. Actually, I come from a family of Mama warriors, so politics wasn't part of us, but here I am, fresh and young blood, bringing it into my family. For a long time, I've been a human rights defender, and I was playing a critical role in my home, in my community, in Kenya at large, to see that basic human rights are met, and that the people who we vote in, our representatives, are ensuring that they are fulfilling human rights back at home. And sadly, myself, I come from a widow. We lost our father, so let's say we've mostly been depending on bursaries to get through education. And last year, the incumbent, after many years of not even giving bursary in my home community, when he finally gave bursary, he took away my sister's bursary. And I thought, if you can do this to people who are most deserving, and you could see he awarded people who are able to really afford school fees, he gave them the most. And then the most deserving, he put them away. So I said, no, I cannot sit and watch this happening. We have to fight. And the best way to fight is to go into parliament and, protect basic human rights in my community. And that's why I'm here. Yes. And honestly, I didn't start off as an independent candidate. I was in a political party. But I know people have seen the trend. Young people and young women have really been rigged out of political parties. And this is what happened to me, myself as well. And I was in a political party. I was really participating. I was active. I even actually sold my party in my hometown. They got to know about this party through me. And when nominations came, actually no nominations were held. And they said we shall do the consensus, what we call negotiated democracy, and I wasn't even brought to the table. The decision was made even without me being on the table. And money exchanged hands, and that was how I was just thrown out. I just saw on Facebook somebody being given the certificate, and I wasn't even involved in the consensus. And well, I went independent because at the end of the day, my heart is in representing people. And even from beginning, just the process itself of going to assembly to represent people, I've already, even myself, I'm being snatched away the right to, justice itself. Yeah.
Wow, that is a truly inspirational story coming from you, Wanjiku, that your inspiration came from seeing, someone the less unfortunate, and it happened to be a member of your own family. I mean, I can see how that can burn a fire within you to be able to push you to aspire for this, with or without the party nominations. Yeah. Eunice, you also started off from a political party. So kindly tell us, how has it been if you compare being in a political party and as an independent candidate?
Okay, for me as a lady, it has not been easy to run for a political party, in a political party. I used to be in a political party. I even registered members to the political party itself. I sold it dearly because I needed the political party to be more popular in my area. Then little did I know, there are people, there were Zs of the chamas, and they are hidden from the word go. You never know there are people. You go there. Initially, I was the only candidate for that party in that area. And I pronounced myself, I was so happy about it. 2 months to nominations, other guys came in. They also said they belong to the same party. And then we have democracy in Kenya. But to my surprise, I don't think in our parties in Kenya we have democracy. Like my panelist has said, women and young youth, we need to fight for these things. These people don't matter where we go. They don't even value us. They need us when they want people to register people to their parties. When they need people to be enlightened about the party, they will use you. But when it comes to the real thing, when it comes to nominations, you'll be in for a roadshow. What they do, they go for the wazes mostly. Women and the youth, we are left out. They also go for the pocket. Who has the up hand in the pocket-wise? Because they see things, they say, bila pesa unaenda wapi? Now you understand. You ask yourself, this mzee mnasema kuna pesa, where was he when I was selling this party? Where was he when I was recruiting members into the party? Now I came to realize that being in a party, it is more hectic than being an independent candidate. Because in a party, they require so much from you. I even paid the nomination fee for the party. I paid for registration fee, 20,000. Then, and anyway, it is so sad because I was so much for this party. You get it? Since 2019, 2017, I started registering people for this party. Remember, you're wasting your time. You are so many things for the party. But when it comes to nominations, even my name was on the list. I'm a registered party member, life member, to be precise. But during the nomination day, my name was not there. Just imagine. You have my cash, but my name is not on your list. So I came and I thought it out. So when I'm doing the things for this party, they need me. When they want the ticket, I'm not there. So I just said, for me, I have a vision and I have a dream in me for the people of my ward, that is Pipeline Ward, Embakasi South. Then I said, I cannot let it die because of the party. I went it independent, and by the I'm very happy. When I'm independent, no one is telling me to step down. Yeah. No one is telling me to do, yes, that is it. I have the people with me. When the people are pushing you, I even told some people, you are not in a party, how will you sell in? I just said, my party, my party leader is God, and my deputy party leader is the people of my ward, and that is it. And I'm selling well. So I feel I'm comfortable in that zone.
Thank you so
Yes.
much. That's inspiring. Eunice, Madam Wairimu, you contested in 2017, and then you were an independent candidate. And now this year, you are under a party. So we've already heard of the disadvantages of being in a party. Maybe you can enlighten us. What are some of the advantages, especially from your point of view, in your experience, because you've leaped from independent into a party. So what are some of the things that motivated you to move and become, to vie under a political party?
Okay, thank you for that question. There's no much difference, especially for women, whether you are as an independent candidate or a political party. We all know that Kenya political parties belong to some people. So you have no say there. Your opinion is not regarded or accepted by anybody. So I can say, being an independent candidate, you have an independent mind. You know that I'm supposed to do this, and that is exactly what you're going to do. But when you're in a political party, there are some boundaries that you cannot cross. For me, I would say it's 50-50. Because one, when you're campaigning as an independent candidate, there's some loneliness. That is what I experienced compared to being in a political party. Because you want to consult, you do not know whom to consult. And again, when you're an independent candidate, you can cross boundaries. I can invite her to my rally as a woman, she'll come. But when you're in a political party, you cannot. Because one, your party leader is watching. Yes. And that one can make you lose that ticket. So I would say 50-50. But for women, it's a little bit worse when you're in a political party. And I'm sure, I hope that my party leader is not hearing this. Because one, I've realized that political parties, you only have about 3 political parties which are women-led. So I'm appealing to the young girls there, and you too. Yeah. In future, let us have our own political parties, because that is where we'll have a say. Because I also happen to be a chairperson of a foundation that brought together women who were shortchanged. That was in 2017. It's called Kewaka, Kenya Women Candidates.
Yes.
That is where I heard all sorts of manners, all cries, women crying. I was given a ticket. By midnight, it was gone. And I was asking myself, what is this political party? You know, I could not understand that time. But now that I'm in a party, I can understand what happens.
You can see, even
I can see
on that, we have had interactions for the past couple of episodes with aspirants, because now you've moved on from being an aspirant, now you're a candidate. And we've had certain ladies who unfortunately, like you just mentioned, you know, the night before, they get a phone call and they're told that decisions have come from above, you know, that somebody should step down. And I feel like the only people who can be able to perhaps intervene in these matters, you know, do you feel like the party organization or the party structure puts enough checks and balances to ensure that certain things like that, like underhandedness and last minute after you've been campaigning for all this while getting party registrations, do you feel like the party structure allows for someone, are there checks and balances within the party itself that can, you know, look into issues such as those ones?
Not really. One, if you look at the most political parties' hierarchy, at the top level, we just have men. For us women, we are given the Women League. As a president of a Women League, what do you have to offer? Nothing. So there is nothing we as women can bring on the table. One, we don't have money. And that is what they look at. This woman who is telling us to do this and that, how much has she brought? Nothing. Because majority of us women, we do not have that kind of money. Not unless now we work hard like Mother Wangari, Charlie Tingiru, and the other one, there's one lady, I think, in Nyanza who has a political party. But for the rest of us, I will not say that we are contented with the position that we are given, but we'd love to have more, and even to have a say in how the parties are run.
Yes.
If you look at just the concluded nominations, Chebukati told the parties we have to have the 2/3 even in our parties. Did it happen? It didn't. Surprisingly, some parties sent names in some areas that you have having Wanjiku vying, but it was just an imaginary Wanjiku. Sorry to use. It was just an imaginary Wanjiku. So that is how the parties are run. As women, we have no say in our parties. And I feel that we are oppressed as women. For me, we are still oppressed. Until when we are able to bring something on the table, not to be in the menu, but on the table, as decision makers. That is the only time that we'll be able to stand and say, no, that ticket should go to Wanjiku, that ticket should go to Eunice, that ticket should go to Jane. For me, I did a lot of shopping when I was decided to go for to run on a party ticket. And I moved from one party to the other. I did party hopping from January to April. I think I was in 3 parties.
Yes.
Although I didn't register fully, but I was, nilikuwa naingiza kichwa hivi, nasikiza.
You were shopping around.
Yeah, shopping around.
Yes.
And then you find, you are told you're the one who is going to run in Kieni. And then somebody comes. There's somebody who has called from America or from whatever, US. He has given this kind of money. So huyo ndiye anapewa ticket. Right? So that is what women are going through.
Are going through.
Yeah.
Well, that's rather unfortunate. So we've talked about, you did mention something that I want us to touch on, Wajiko. You talked about the loneliness in regards to when you're running as an independent candidate. In the spirit of informing everybody to be as forthright as possible, what are some of the disadvantages of being an independent candidate? We've already touched on disadvantages of being in a political party. What are some of the disadvantages that you endure yourself?
First of all, is fighting party machinery. You see, party comes with a lot of machinery. They have merchandise, they have money, they have, you know, campaign lorries, the ones for rallies. And you know, they help with visibility, and visibility is very key when you're campaigning. And fighting party machinery is no joke, because now you're no longer tagging along with the party's name. It's now all about you. Do you have a strong presence on ground? Do you have visibility? So you, instead of even fighting an individual in that party, you're fighting a party, a whole party.
Yes, the whole party.
So maybe if it has a presidential candidate, you see people already love that party, but just convincing them, okay, please look at me as an individual and see what I'm offering. That's one among disadvantages. The other disadvantage, like she mentioned, it's about loneliness. You see, if you are a party, you are able to really move as a team. So people can move from different wards to come, you know, and do like a whole roadshow with you. But if you're an independent candidate, you do it alone. And sometimes, you know, and mostly two heads are always better than one. So that is another disadvantage. But we've really tried to tackle it as independent candidates. We are coming together and telling each other, if you have a roadshow in your home, please tell us so that we can come and give you the enough boost that you need. And of course, our machinery is not as bigger, but it's now bringing some weight to it. And another disadvantage is that politics is about people who are sitting on the decision table. And in Kenya today, it's about the godfathers of campaigns. It's people who sit and decide. So we don't have a godfather who's on the independent side. There is no independent presidential candidate. So there's nobody who's able to lobby for independent candidates. So we are left out on political matters in Kenya. So it's all about parties, and us, we are out of the picture. So it's just dependent on your own effort as a person.
You know, you've said something very important about we did host a presidential candidate, actually a presidential aspirant in a previous show. And it was interesting because you mentioned that we have actually never had an independent presidential aspirant come candidate. Now, where does the buck fall? Do you feel, so we can look at, you know, a body such as IEBC, do you feel, Eunice, that IEBC offers adequate support for independent candidates?
I can say they don't. Because like when it comes to election day, you find the independent candidates' agents, they are snapped. They are just told, go to the other room. We are full. Go. They are never given that chance. And that is so sad. If we are in a democratic country, they should give us enough space. Even the clearance times, when we were going for clearance, you could go there in the morning. Early in the morning, you are the first person to arrive there, and you'll be the last person to leave the place. Why? Just give us space for the parties, because the clearing parties is more faster. But I think because we are all aspirants, we were supposed to be given the same chance. If I come first, come because yes. We are all fighting for this seat. And if I'm an independent candidate, and I want to be independent or aspirant, I want to be a candidate. The same thing. The person in a party wants to be a candidate. So when you are telling me to stand aside, you do me a kwanza the
so you
party's
feel like
thing.
I feel like they are prioritize.
Yes, they prioritize the party candidates, which intimidates us in a way, because we are all candidates, by the way. At the long run, during the election day, I wish you could just go around. You find that the independent candidates, they are agents. Most of them, they don't do the job. Because wanaambiwa tumeja, Parties wamejaa.
Wanashinda wakiintimidatiwa from asubuhi.
From
so
the word go.
IEBC, what is coming across from what you're saying is IEBC will be very quick to acknowledge
Yes.
political party aspirants as opposed to independent candidates.
Yes.
Do you have anything to add, Wanjiko?
Yes, I would like to add. Many times you see IEBC and ORPP floating expression of interest, and they're holding trainings, and they're asking parties to send a representative. But there is no independent representative going. Nobody from the independent side is going, and who can come back and trickle down information to the rest of us. See, again, we are being left out intentionally.
But don't you feel like that also comes to your organization, as because you are independent, but you can also be independent together?
Yes.
So where you form the organizations and you have a representative.
Which they exist.
Yes.
We have like Free Kenya movement of independent candidates, and still IBC knows of our existence, but still leaves us out. So there's that intentionally leaving out.
Exclusion.
Exclusion.
Okay, so we're going to take a very quick break, and then when we come back, we'll dive into the question and answer session and pick up this conversation from where it is at. Thank you so much. I'll see you in a bit.
Ni vema hata kuchagua mtu ambaye anasimama kura kwa kiti cha uhuru, yani independent, kwa sababu si lazima mtu atoke kwa chama fulani ndio aweze kuhudumia wananchi. Nchi inahitaji mtu mwenye ana maadili na anaweza, na si wote wanaosimama kivyao. Sio kusema eti wamepungukiwa, wanaweza toa sera nzuri za kusaidia nchi.
Welcome back. We shall now dive into the question and answer session. Starting us off is Judith.
Hi, thank you so much, Ashiko. My name is Judith Oyo, in politics and also a student leader. My question would go to the two independent candidates. We have two strong parties that are led with women, and you find most of women are not candidates to this specific party, and yet us still women, we cry of having the inclusivity in these parties that are dominated by men. As to you, what do you think, or where is the challenge coming from? Because you are now a victim. Do you feel that if you would have registered in these, you would have at least a percentage of luck? And also in the issues of ORPP and IEBC, most of the time they deal with people with parties that are fully registered. Now in Kenya, we have more than 5,000 candidates who are independent, who are individually independent. It becomes hard for RPP to identify one candidate who will represent the other independent candidate. Now that it will diminish the term of being independent. So that becomes so hard for the RPP or the IBC to reach you, because it's all, are you affiliated to one party, or are you somebody who is loyal to their party? So becoming them reaching a candidate who is independent becomes so hard. So that means all the independents will stay as the independents. And how do you feel as have you betrayed your party, or because of you placed your interest first, or are you serving the society?
Okay, Judith. Yeah. So Judith's question in regards to the independent candidature. I'll let yes, Madam.
Okay, thank you for that question, Judith. This time around there was a lot of coalitions, and especially women-led parties. The candidates that was in that party, they were being swallowed into the coalition and wanasimamisha mtu wa chama ingine. So that's why we sort of avoided the party itself, and that's why we said the more we have more female parties, will be in different coalitions and it can have more power. In terms of independent candidates, I talked earlier before and said we have a Free Kenya movement for independent candidates, and we had approached IBC so that at least we could be sending an independent candidate representative who could be coming back and trickle down the information. So it is an intentional exclusion by IBC and ORPP. Yeah.
So effort has been put in, and you're feeling secluded.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's unfortunate. I hope the relevant stakeholders are watching this and they will action that. The next question is coming from Chebet. Chebet?
My question goes to the panelists. As ladies and as women in leadership, and as you aspire to be the leaders of your constituencies and wards, how do you deal with goons and hooliganism now that most of the aspirants use it as a tool to gain leadership?
Okay, thank you so much, Chebet. That's a fantastic question. Eunice, would you like to pick it up? How do you deal with the goons, especially now if you do not have the backing up of the political party, which we know, of course, the backing and the security also goes a long way. Yes, please.
Okay, goons are there and they are attacking us. But I thank God now the police, we are given the numbers of the police and the people who have authority around us. So every candidate is secured nowadays. They gave us the security. When you feel that you are insecure, you just have a phone call and they just beef up your security. Number two, we don't go move. Okay, this is an advice for ladies. Don't walk at night. These men are looking for us and the goons. So just believe in God, have your time and tembea tu kama kuna mwangaza. Usiku ina maneno.
So mumesikia usiku iko na maneno yake. So yes. have your wits about you when it comes to, for the independent candidates. Yes, madam, you had something to add?
Okay. It doesn't matter whether you are an independent candidate or you're in a political party. A woman is regarded as a woman. So what I would advise women who are in politics, it is to avoid attending your opponent's rallies. Because when you go there, you're asking for trouble.
You're
and as she says,
bullseye on your back.
Yes. And as she says, nighttime is a no-go zone for women. So that is the only way you can avoid getting those insults or being harassed. Wewe weka campaign trail yako ile uliweka kwa IBC, fuata hiyo. Ukisikia kwa pande hii, kaa nyumbani. If you have to, don't go there. That is the only way you can feel safe, and you can also be able to protect even your people.
Yeah. Well, which is good. We also did have an episode where we looked at security, in matters of security. You can always be able to find it on YouTube and also on our page, where we discussed what are some of the key things that especially women aspirants, women candidates, even sitting members of parliament who are women during this electioneering period, what they need to put into consideration as they go forth in their campaign trails. So the next question is coming from Priscilla.
Thank you, Shiko, for the chance. My name is Priscilla, and I have a question for the panelist. So my question is, as women vying for these political seats, do you find it so hard campaigning out there on your day-to-day compared to the men? Does the society accept women more than they accept men? And if so, how is the ground accepting to you people? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Priscilla. As someone who has done it twice, I would like, Madam, would you please pick that up? If you were to compare the reception that you have received, perhaps if we phrase it from 2017 to perhaps now, please.
That's a good question. What normally ails women, especially during campaigns, is finances. And the ground will always judge you with the kind of tip that you're giving out. Ama kuchoma jeshi. That is the word they normally use. Otherwise, if you believe in yourself and you go to them, you face them and you tell them, this is what I as a woman will do for you, but I don't have money. You sell your agendas, they'll accept you. Otherwise, right now, the ground is ripe for women. I think there's that euphoria since Mother was taken up as a deputy. So we are utilizing that one to the maximum. But otherwise, they are accepting. Only a few who are still in that old age era that women have no place in leading the nation. but the ground is ripe.
Thank you so much. That's very encouraging. You know, the ground is ripe, and I think it's good for the women who have political aspirations out there to be able to strike while the iron is hot. The next question is coming from Faith.
Thank you, Ashikombona, for the chance. My name is Faith Judith Khan, the founder of Faith Foundation Kenya, and also a youth leader, activist, and mentor. My question goes to the independent candidates. Now that you don't have any party, you're just alone, don't you sometimes feel that the media houses have somehow nullified democracy? Because under Article 47, the Bill of Rights, that is freedom of expression, you're not given full coverage. In 2013, some aspirants were complaining that media houses sometimes are pay enough time. So do you sometimes feel that you're not given enough time, that you can market yourself and maybe tell the world what you can do, tell the nation what you can do? Because now you are an independent candidate, there is no one to speak for you. But this one, you know, it's right and you should do it, and it's right for you to be aired also in this media houses. So, yes. And for where can you report this one, and how can you go about it?
Okay. So that's a very, very pertinent question, especially us coming in the media house. Do you feel like you are adequately represented when it comes to the media houses? I know Dadas, we've already done our part, so we're good. We're good to go. But do you feel like you're adequately represented compared to your counterparts in the big political parties? I'll let both of you actually answer that. So let's start with you, actually, Eunice.
Okay, as for me, I think the media houses are doing something, because when it comes to individuals, they are looking for people, and they are coming to our places, mashinani, if I can call the places, and they are representing us. Big up to the Dadas. At least you are doing a commendable job. And okay, I'm an independent candidate, but I've been going to media houses. I've not seen them ask me, like, why are you here and you're not in a party? Okay, I feel they are listening to the content more than what party do you stand for. And I can ask the voters, go for content. Don't just go for mudu wako, ama mudu wangu, ama nini. Seriously, because they choose mudu wangu, Obama, mudu wangu, and then you cry for 5 years. Why can't you go for someone who has a manifesto which is implementable, who will do what he says to do? Because you go for a party, but remember, party does not lead you. You are being led by the person you chose. If you choose someone who's under-died, like, let me copy it, like my brother says, under-died. Under-died in parliament, they have got no space. You know, when it comes to representation, you need someone who will talk and who will speak on your behalf. When you just choose someone who will be sleeping on the parliament, being waked up by the thumb feet, feet thumping, you cry for the last 5 years, for the next 5 years. So please, voters, be enlightened. Buy content, not just the party.
Okay.
Buy content.
Thank you so much. So over to you, Wanjiku. Do you feel like the media has adequately represented your cause?
Yeah, I really think media this time around is really going for individuals. Actually, they're looking at individuals, and it's more about who's selling their manifesto and giving up platforms to, especially even fighting for women to get more platforms in media, and I really congratulate them in that front. And yes, obviously, when we start news, it's always about the two coalitions, obviously, but when you look at TV programs, you can find independent candidates talking, selling their manifesto, and also contributing to the political discussions that we have.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. So for this content, please be sure to tune into the Dada's show every Sunday at 4 p.m. on KBC Channel 1. And I believe we have been able to be very true to our cause in offering women a platform, be it from whatever party, be it whether they're standing independent in a political party, young or old, differently abled or abled. We have been able to offer women a platform to be able to articulate their issues and to be able to soldier way forward. So now we're going to take a few comments, because we do have a candidate in our audience, and we'll give her 2 minutes to be able to tell us a little bit about herself and why people should vote for her. Eunice?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Eunice Isaac. My ground name is Happy Happy, as a candidate Getodhu Award, Roiro constituency, Kiambu County. I vied in 2017 and now I'm still there. And last time I vied as an independent candidate. Now I'm in a party, but I cannot see any difference either. And I would like to congratulate those organizations who have brought ladies together and to encourage them to continue fighting, because this is a fight for real. Like me, we are 12 candidates, 11 men. I'm the only person who went through clearance. And I would like to urge people out there to vote women, because as parents, you have both boys and girls, and you would like all your children to go on well. So let us encourage even girls to go for these seats and various seats, even in organizations, because we are all learned, we have what it takes. In fact, even taking a step to go out there and to say that you want to vote, it's not easy. Last time I got almost 1,000 votes, and I was an independent candidate, and it is not a small fight, it's a big fight. So I would like to comment and to urge people out there to vote ladies, because they are able. It's not because they are women, they are able. And because they can take care of their families, they can also take care of us out there. God bless you.
Thank you so much. I feel like she needs a round of applause for that. Thank you. Thank you so much, Eunice. I like what you have said. You know, you're not voting because someone is a woman. This has been actually a debate on social media on multiple occasions, where someone says, do I have to vote someone just because I'm a woman? I have to vote a woman. Do I have to? No, don't vote for somebody because they're a woman. Vote for them because they're able. Be in a position to look beyond their womannessness, you know, if there's a word like that, and be able to see what ability, what do they bring forth to the table, like the ladies are outlining, and they'll do that a little bit later on the show. So we have a gentleman in our audience, Felix. Kindly give us your comment in 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you so much for this interactive session. My comment is just about the independent candidates. What we should be doing is that we should encourage our sisters and brothers just to vote for the independent candidates. Actually, the independent candidates have a good representation in the parliament. For example, when there's a bill in the parliament to be passed and it is not going to help the citizens, these are the people who can help us, because they are not restricted to any political party. So as we go on as a nation, we should embrace democracy. And by embracing democracy, everybody should be given that chance in the leadership department. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think Felix also deserves a round of applause. I think that was very important. And for even people who are aspiring in the next general elections, I think it's very key for you to look at being an independent candidate as a ticket, you know, for change, because you're not influenced or affluenced by any biasness from perhaps the political party. But at the end of the day, I believe the choice is yours, whatever you feel comfortable with, by all means. So we have come to the end of today's interactive show. And in the spirit of what was mentioned by one of my audience earlier on, that we are not voting for people because they are women. We're voting for them because they are able. I will give my panel each 2 minutes to tell our audience and to tell our friends back at home why they are voting for you. 2 minutes. This is normally called the elevator pitch. Go on.
Speaking to my resident in Dada ward, Juja constituency, Kiambu County. My manifesto includes public-private partnerships, and this is because I believe that we can source donor funding and bring in like-minded people and private entities that can come, and we can refurbish and improve and also build new resource centers, improve our social amenities such as our health center. Like us, I will want my home to have even a level 3 or level 4 hospital, and boost even our public schools. Some even have holes, some don't even have floors and some windows. And I want our kids to have a very good learning experience. I'm also looking forward to ensuring that there is equitable distribution of bursaries. I want young people to be able to pursue their studies, and their families, those who are impoverished, that they can be able to have a breathing space and be able to also still have their kids in school. And above all, looking at infrastructure. We have poor roads. I want to upgrade them to all-weather roads, and also sewer lines, and some homes in 2021 they don't have 2022 sorry, they don't have electricity, and mine is to forward and push for electricity through institutions such as KPLC. And above all, service to everyone, service to elderly, service to our widows, service to the young people, service to our men. I look forward to really, really working with you on ground. Please vote for me. As you've heard, I'm independent, so I am not partisan to any party. I'm not going to serve any party or any party leader. Mine is to represent you and to ensure that for 5 years, for the next 5 years, you have a present leader who's with you on the ground, ready for service and transformative leadership.
So that is Wanjiku Thika. She is the MCA candidate of Theta Ward, Juja. Next, we will have Eunice Mukai. 2 minutes. Sell to us your manifesto.
Okay, my name is Eunice Mukai, and I'm talking now right to the people of Pipeline Ward, Embaka South constituency. I, being a lady, I'm vying for this seat, not because I'm a lady, but because I'm a leader. And I'm a leader who is able. So I have a 5-point manifesto, but let me touch on the first 3 because they're the most key. In my ward, there is no government facility. There is no school for the government. There is no primary school, either secondary school. There is no hospital. There is no police camp. We are just there as a ward. So my first priority when I get to the office, I will be pushing for the school, at least public school, because the private schools have hiked their school fees. You will find that people are poor, but they cannot afford the school fees. So many kids are just rushing around the corridors. We are in town. Can you imagine a class 4 kid just walking around because there is no school fees? So my priority school is a government school in my ward. So can you believe in me, people of Pipeline Ward, and you'll see school in my tenure. Then I will be running for this. I need government facility for hospitals. We don't know, and we don't have an hospital, any public hospital. We go for private hospitals, and they're expensive. So I will also be going for that. That would be my manifesto to lobby in the county assembly. Then we also have a challenge in sewer line. In our place, when it rains, we are working on Cabro's roads, but when it rains, you have to wear boots, and it's a Cabro road. Why? Because the sewer line just blows all over. So I also work on the sewer line, because it is there, but it's not connected. Why? Because of the cartels. So I will just talk to the cartels, and I will do something, because I'm a woman, and we believe in working. We don't believe in just speaking empty words. I, as Eunice, I will do something which will make you happy. I also look about these young kids after the class 8. There are those who don't go for high school. And we have tertiary courses, and they are doable. There are things which are doable in a county level, in a ward level. So I'm not saying things which cannot be attainable. I can do that in my ward. Okay. So believe in me, and you'll see all those things. I also have so many things to say, but for now, those are the main challenges in Pipeline Ward, people. And the water in case. We have salty water all through. Yet we have fresh water in our place, but it is not reachable to the people. So I will make the water to come to your place. So please vote for me as Eunice Mukai. They call me Kekoda in my place.
Okay, so Kekoda, is it Kekoda? So Kekoda, aka Eunice Mukai, she is the candidate MCA for the Pipeline Ward. And finally, we would like to hear from Madam Jane Wairimu Kenywa, who is the MP of Kieni in Nyeri under the Usawa kwa Wote Party. Madam, in 2 minutes, what will you do for Kenyan?
Good afternoon, good people of Kieni. I am Jane Wairimu Kenywa, vying as a member of parliament on an Usawa ticket. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and I'm a leader. And I'm also a farmer who has brought herself out because of the challenges that I've gone through, especially in water. Right now, people of Kieni East, you know we are suffering. There is no water, there is no food, and water is my main agenda. And that is why I'm appealing to the President of the Republic of Kenya, we have 35 days before you leave office. Could you please kindly revive the mega dams that you had promised the people of Kenya so that we can have enough water to do our irrigation and also to do for drinking and also for dairy farming. Kieni is suffering, and we know that Kieni can be able to be the breadbasket of Nyeri County and also the outskirts. I'm also talking about the schools in our area. I'll be able to uplift the standards of our school, especially the primary schools, and I'll also be able to improve the education there. In the last exams, we did not have even a single 400. I think we had only one child. So I'm talking about that one. I know what it means when you take your child to school just to earn about 300 marks. You keep on looking for schools for them. So as a mother, I'll look into that also. I'll also look into the young people, the young generation. I also have youth in my house. I know what it means to educate your children and know jobs. So you look into nurturing talents for the youth. We have a lot of youth in our area. And I know you are also telling me, Mother, we want this, Mother, we want that. So I'll look into that. And many, many more goodies Mother is coming with. If we act together, holding our hands with wazes, the mothers, people with the disability, and also the children, I know we are going to achieve and change the face of Kieni. Kieni will be the breadbasket of this country. Kieni will have industries. Kieni will be a place that you want to be. Dhura ijeni. Kieni iko sawa. Na mama ako sawa na Kieni.
Okay, fantastic. You read my mind. A round of applause for all of our panelists. And that's what the show is all about, giving a platform for women of all race, background, education level, wherever they come from, whatever party, to offer them a platform where they can be able to articulate their issues from our panel to our audience and even for you at home. So, of course, keep us engaged on our social media pages at the Dada's KBC. We are always looking forward to hearing your feedback on how we can make the show better, where we need to go next, who we need to talk to. So thank you so much, because it is from your participation that we have gotten to where we are right now. So on behalf of the production team at KBC, our partner, Journalists for Human Rights, our location partner, the Boma Hotel, and myself, Ashikumbune, I want to thank you, and I will see you next week, same time, same place, only on the Dada Show. Bye-bye.